Going through your garbage bins to find out what you're throwing out, and if you don't count.
If you're putting them in the right bins, the recyclables,
plastics from the glass, from the paper, from the whatever.
Filthy fingers out of it.
Well, this is what people are saying. They've got the little aluminium hats on a little bit too tight. They're saying, "Oh, what are they going to find out about me if they go through my rubbish? What are they going to?"
Are they allowed to?
Exactly.
Is it against the law, or once it's because the nature strip is traditionally council property, even though we mow it and trim it.
Is it public property or is it your private stuff? Are they just being paranoid? Can people actually find out everything about you just by going through your trash?
Great questions. I refuse to answer them, Joe, because we have a private investigator joining us now, Mike Rumore from Rumore Associates. He's going to answer all our questions about this, but I guess I want to know when it comes to going through rubbish bins. Have you ever done that, Mike?
Well, I won't make those admissions, but I know certainly the investigators in the industry will do bin searches, as they're called, as one method of gathering evidence that they're looking for.
Right, well, I remember there was a massive brouhaha when Madonna's rubbish was first gone through by the paparazzi. It seems to be a trend that's died away, I admit. But what can you find, or what is it best not to be careless about?
Well, that's really simple. Anything you discard and put out on the verge on your nightly collection is open to examination. It's out on the street. Anyone can grab that bin or the contents and go through it. So things like, you would not discard frivolously bank statements, MYOB accounts, evidence of love affairs, for example. I mean, as investigators...
Let me just... sorry to interrupt you there, Mike, but... and I don't wish to be grubby about this, but I'm thinking, for example, a condom could be maybe retrieved by a private detective, and then they could check the DNA, I guess, to see if it was the man of the house or a man who had visited.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely. And understand, too, that as private investigators, we're not just dealing with unfaithful partners. We're dealing with corporate matters, and it could be a matter of someone feigning a work injury, arguing that they're unable to work, but a bin search might retrieve evidence that they are actually working.
Well, even wheeling a bin out's a bit sus for someone with a sore back.
Well, there you go. Well, that'd be on video.
So what would give that away, Mike? A pair of running shoes, an old pedometer? What are we talking about?
Barbells?
I was referring to formal documents, pay slips, evidence of regular wages or other payments going into a particular account, and that they end up in the bin. Now, depending on the jurisdiction, that may well be admissible in court. Some local councils have bylaws specifically covering the fact that once the bin is on the verge, it's unable to be touched unless you're an authorised person.
Yes, because that often happens with hard rubbish collection. People are banned from coming and sorting their way through your wares.
Well, that's exactly right. So
but in some cases, it's not. It's just in the public domain. If you get it, you can...
Well, I think that would look, I'm no lawyer, nor am I... a law enforcement officer, but that would be, if I was given instructions to gather certain evidence, a bin search would present, depending on the jurisdiction and what local council, as a valuable source of potential evidence.
And I suppose this is, I guess, an obvious one, but your phone bill. If someone was to grab that out of your bin, they could find out all sorts of stuff, couldn't they?
Exactly. Phone bills, I've heard of examples in the industry where MYOB accounts have been, frivolously discarded, and then there's instant evidence of income, creditors, debtors, clients. So, look, the lesson is, don't throw anything away that has your identity on it, credit card numbers, evidence of any payments, phone bills.
I've got one last question for you. As a victim of identity fraud, where someone actually hefted up a little bank loan for themselves by inventing a company that apparently I was in charge of, I have a shredder, right? And you can get them at Officeworks. They're cheap as you like. Is it possible, though, to, as a private detective, to piece together even shredded stuff?
Look, certainly there are all kinds of shredders. The lesson here is you buy an expensive shredder that might cross-shred.
I don't know.
What always amuses me is when people rip up that A4 piece of paper into 4 bits and throw it in the same bin. So that's one extreme to the other.
Together. It's like the Da Vinci Code.
Well, I'll be setting fire to my bin every 2 weeks now. I think that's the only way,
I'll look for the smoke.
Mike Rumore from Rumore Associates, thank you for answering Joe's
Thanks, gentlemen. It was fun.
Thanks very much, Mike. Cheers, mate.
Bye.
Hey, Bet's buddies with Sportsbet in the Cox Plate. Place a win or each way bet, and if your horse runs second, third, or even fourth, money